You think you know The Rock? You think you understand what family loyalty means in the Anoa'i bloodline? Think again. Because what the People's Champion just revealed about Roman Reigns' recent hospitalization will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about WWE's most powerful dynasty. While Roman Reigns was fighting for his life in a hospital bed, dealing with complications that WWE tried desperately to keep under wraps, The Rock was making decisions behind closed doors that would shock even the most hardcore WWE insider. And now, for the first time since Roman's terrifying health scare, Dwayne Johnson has broken his silence in a way that's going to change the entire landscape of professional wrestling. But here's what's going to make your blood boil: the real reason Roman ended up in that hospital wasn't just exhaustion or dehydration like WWE wants you to believe. Sources close to the situation are painting a picture so disturbing, so negligent on WWE's part, that it makes you wonder if they care more about profits than their performers' lives. Roman Reigns, the man who carried WWE on his shoulders for over 3 years as the tribal chief, was pushed beyond human limits. Week after week, match after match, WWE Creative demanded more from their golden boy while ignoring the warning signs that were becoming impossible to hide. Backstage reports suggest Roman had been complaining of severe headaches, vision problems, and chronic fatigue for months before his collapse. And where was The Rock during all of this? That's where this story gets absolutely infuriating. According to multiple sources within WWE's inner circle, The Rock knew about Roman's deteriorating condition weeks before the hospitalization. He knew his cousin was struggling, knew the pressure was crushing him, knew that WWE's relentless schedule was destroying Roman's health. But instead of stepping in, instead of using his legendary influence to protect his family, The Rock was busy negotiating his own massive return deal. Yes, you heard that right. While Roman Reigns was literally working himself into a hospital bed, The Rock was in Hollywood boardrooms discussing how much money it would take to bring him back to WWE. The same man who preaches about family first, about the Samoan warrior spirit, about protecting those you love, he was playing hardball with WWE executives while his cousin's health was crumbling. But it gets worse. So much worse. When Roman finally collapsed backstage after Monday Night Raw in Chicago, and yes, WWE tried to cover this up initially by claiming it was a planned absence, The Rock wasn't even in the country. He was in London promoting his latest movie, completely unreachable according to WWE officials who desperately tried to contact him when Roman was rushed to Northwestern Memorial Hospital. The man who calls himself family, who built his entire WWE persona around loyalty and respect, couldn't be bothered to answer his phone when his cousin was fighting for his life. Let that sink in for a moment. Now, 3 weeks after Roman's hospitalization, after the wrestling world has been in chaos wondering about the tribal chief's condition, The Rock finally decides to speak. But what he said will make you question everything you thought you knew about this so-called family bond. In an exclusive interview that just surfaced, The Rock didn't offer support, didn't show concern, didn't even acknowledge the severity of Roman's situation. Instead, he dropped a bombshell that's going to tear the wrestling world apart. Roman's situation has opened up opportunities that wouldn't have existed otherwise, The Rock stated coldly. Sometimes life forces changes that need to happen anyway. WWE needs fresh energy at the top, and maybe this is the universe's way of making that clear. Did you catch that? The Rock basically just threw Roman under the bus while he's still recovering from a serious health crisis. The man who's supposed to be family, who's supposed to have Roman's back no matter what, just suggested that maybe Roman's hospitalization was a good thing because it clears the path for someone else, specifically, himself. But the betrayal runs even deeper than you can imagine. Sources reveal that The Rock has been in secret negotiations with WWE management for months, working on a deal that would essentially replace Roman as the company's top star. While publicly supporting his cousin, privately he's been positioning himself as the solution to WWE's Roman Reigns problem. And here's the part that will make every WWE fan's blood boil: The Rock apparently knew about WWE's concerns regarding Roman's health and saw it as an opportunity rather than a crisis. Multiple insiders confirm that he's been pushing for a storyline that would write Roman out of the main event picture permanently, allowing The Rock to reclaim his throne. Think about the implications here. While Roman was literally sacrificing his health for WWE, working through injuries, dealing with the immense pressure of being the face of the company, his own cousin was plotting behind his scenes to take advantage of his suffering. The Rock's recent social media posts make so much more sense now. Remember those cryptic messages about new chapters and unexpected opportunities? Those weren't motivational quotes, they were hints about his plan to capitalize on Roman's downfall. And WWE management? They're apparently thrilled with this development. Having The Rock return as the company's top star solves multiple problems for them. It generates massive mainstream attention, it removes the burden of Roman's health concerns from their shoulders, and it gives them a part-time superstar who can draw huge numbers without the long-term health risks. But here's what's really going to anger you: the timeline of events reveals just how calculated this entire situation has been. 2 months before Roman's hospitalization, The Rock quietly hired the same publicist who handles crisis management for major corporations. 1 month before the collapse, he started following several WWE backstage personnel on social media, people he had never interacted with before. 3 weeks before Roman ended up in the hospital, The Rock was spotted having dinner with Paul Heyman in Beverly Hills. Paul Heyman, Roman's own advocate and closest confidant in WWE, was apparently involved in discussions about The Rock's return while Roman was struggling with his health issues. The man who built his career on loyalty, who served as Roman's mouthpiece and protector, was secretly meeting with The Rock about future plans. The betrayal is so complete, so calculated, that it makes you question whether anyone in this industry can be trusted. Now, as Roman slowly recovers from what doctors are calling a severe case of chronic traumatic encephalopathy combined with extreme physical and mental exhaustion, The Rock is preparing for his triumphant return. But this isn't the feel-good family reunion that WWE wants to market. This is a hostile takeover disguised as a homecoming. Sources close to Roman reveal that he's devastated by The Rock's betrayal. The man who looked up to his cousin his entire life, who followed in his footsteps, who carried the family legacy when The Rock left for Hollywood, he now realizes that family means nothing when millions of dollars in main event spots are on the line. Roman's recovery has been complicated by the emotional trauma of discovering The Rock's true intentions. Doctors report that the stress of this family betrayal has actually slowed his healing process, adding insult to literal injury. And The Rock? He's moving forward with his plans as if nothing happened, as if his cousin's health crisis was just another business opportunity to exploit. The wrestling world is about to witness the most shocking family betrayal in sports entertainment history. The Rock isn't returning as the beloved cousin coming to support Roman, he's coming back as the corporate chosen one, ready to erase Roman's legacy and claim the throne for himself. But here's the question that every WWE fan needs to ask: how can we ever look at The Rock the same way again? How can we cheer for a man who abandoned his family when they needed him most? How can we celebrate someone who saw his cousin's suffering as an opportunity for personal gain? The Rock built his legend on catchphrases about respect, about knowing your role, about being grateful for the fans who made him successful. But when the cameras stopped rolling and real life demanded real loyalty, he showed his true colors. Roman Reigns gave everything to WWE. He faced years of fan rejection with dignity, carried the company through a global pandemic, worked injured, worked sick, worked exhausted, all while maintaining the respect and honor that the Anoa'i family name represents. The Rock? He counted the money and waited for his opportunity to strike. This isn't just a wrestling story anymore. This is a story about betrayal, about family loyalty being sacrificed for corporate profits, about a man who forgot where he came from the moment Hollywood came calling. When The Rock finally returns to WWE, remember this moment. Remember that his comeback isn't built on merit or fan demand, it's built on his cousin's broken body and shattered trust. The people's champion? More like the corporate champion, willing to step on anyone, including family, to reclaim his spot at the top. Roman Reigns deserved better. The fans deserve better. And The Rock? He deserves to be held accountable for what might be the most disgusting betrayal in WWE history. The Rock has broken his silence, but what he's revealed isn't admirable or inspiring. It's the ugly truth about what happens when fame and fortune matter more than family and loyalty. This is the beginning of the end for The Rock's legacy, and the wrestling world will never be the same.